What's going on, guys? Twister here from Extra Gaming, and today I'm going to go over the difference between the USP and the P2000. I'm going to actually record this in two separate sessions because I don't actually have the US or the P2000 equipped. Anyway, let's get started. The USPS is what some people call a one-tap machine. Why? Well, it's accurate. Literally accurate. One of the most accurate pistols I know, at least. Except for the Deagle. You can't compare with the Deagle, but in easy-to-use conditions, USPS is much more effective. Now, a lot of people don't know how to use a Deagle, so I think the USPS is the way to go. I never use USPSs unless we are on a super eco round, and or if it's just simply the first round. Even then, sometimes if I'm asked to buy a smoke or a flash, I may switch to a P250 if I'm asked to buy a smoke or a flash. For whatever reason my team suggests, I may buy that. But most of the time, I'll just stick with the USPS. Now, personally, I can use both the USPS and the P2000, but I'm just going to go over a few things that differentiate these two from each other, and when to use it and when it's good for you to use. So first off, the USPS is really quiet. It's really hard to recognize from an enemy's perspective, especially if you have multiple teammates shooting multiple weapons, Glocks, P2000s, USPSs all at once. It's incredibly hard to differentiate, and sometimes I get, well, let's just say the moment I peek sight, a lot of the times I could just get headshotted. So you have to be really careful about when you're going up against USPS. Assuming you have good aim, USPS is in fact the way to go. Now, there's a few things that I personally don't like about the USPS. It's so quiet, although it's in my advantage. I'm not that good at quiet weapons. I don't know when the shot is physically over and when can I shoot for the next shot. And I personally also don't feel as powerful when I'm using USPS, although I can get those one taps quite easily. I just simply sometimes just don't feel very nice, you know, just not that good feeling about the USPS. On the other hand, where the P2000 is quite loud. So now I'm going to play both the sounds of the USPS and the P2000 separately. Yeah. So, here's the USPS. Now, when do you want to use the USPS? Well, thing is, I personally don't have a preference. I know pros that do use P2000 quite often. This includes Shroud, by the way, from Team Cloud9. He does use the USPS the P2000 quite often. Now I don't use the P2000 that much, but I can actually use both quite decently. I can get those one taps on both the weapons really easily. Now about the USPS, what's good about it is sometimes it takes just a split second longer for your enemy to actually realize they're getting shot at. Now, I've run into this situation myself where I'm not paying attention to my health bar, I'm not paying attention to anything, I'm paying attention to shooting the guy on sight from long, like this. And you got one person behind me. He doesn't get the headshot. I don't actually realize I'm getting shot at from the side until I'm like, holy shit, I'm at like 60 HP, holy shit. And then I'm like, turn, hopefully get the kill. But yeah, it takes that half a second longer. Now, what's so good about this is unless you get the headshot, which in first rounds is an automatic kill with the USPS, they don't hear the dink, and it's incredibly quiet when you're getting shot at by USPS. Okay. And sometimes you can actually just get the kill before they even realize it. So, in case, let's just say T's are moving up long, you're flanking behind them. You peek the corner, you get a one tap. Oh, that's a kill. Me personally, I'm gonna be like, that shot's from sight, guys. That shot is from sight. Until I realize, wait a minute, that's not from sight. Nobody peeked on sight, and the bullet was from my left. And then, you know, thinking of sight would be my first reaction, because rarely do you see anyone ever pushing it this far, this fast in CSGO pistol rounds. Now, that's honestly all the advantages I could think about the USPS, and I think, honestly, unless if you're an aggressive player, I personally think USPS is the way to go. But other than that, I wouldn't really recommend it. Let's switch over to P2K now. Okay, we are now on the P2000. I have the handgun skin. It's not the best skin. I personally love the fire elemental. I used to have one, in fact. Back then. Yeah, I used to have one. Anyway, P2000, not much to go over about it. Much louder. Incredibly accurate, just as the USPS. Oh, not as accurate, but I would say it's quite accurate. I would say that's quite accurate. You know, it's a very accurate weapon. It's significantly louder. Okay, it's significantly louder. And personally, I think the P2000 is a very efficient weapon when you're holding down an angle as a CT. You have 13 bullets over the 12 bullet clip on the USP. It's a very big advantage when you are holding down an angle in case you do run out of ammo, where you would have run out of ammo on the USPS. Now, the reason why I choose the P2000 over the USP when you're holding an angle is because the sound doesn't really matter. It honestly doesn't matter. They can hear you regardless. They don't care where the fuck you are. They know where you are. They're looking at you. You can't push it behind them if you're holding sight. Now, with the P2000, it's just incredible. Well, I wouldn't say incredible, but if you know how to use it, let's just say you can use both quite well. But depending on your playstyle, which, by the way, I'm quite an aggressive player on first rounds normally. P2000 isn't exactly for me, although I can use it. Okay, that's just my point. It's great for holding down angles. You got the extra bullet advantage. You can just freaking one tap them all you want. It's not the most accurate, it's quite accurate. But crouching, in fact, does make it significantly more accurate, by the way, on the P2000, as far as I can tell. I personally don't really care which one I use. Also, the P2000 does have more accurate of a jump shot. Like that. It's not 100% of the time, but it's quite accurate. These two shots, they're quite close to where I was aiming it. See? That one, that one, that one. Yeah. Anyway, that's just my point. I accidentally made the outro before I even mentioned this. Our giveaway rolled yesterday, the 28th, and the winner has been contacted right now. for the winning of the M4A4 Dragon King. This is the stat track version. Yours would be the other one that I mentioned in the other video. M4A4 field tested with the Crim sticker on it. Amazing gun. I personally really love it. Now with the Desolate Space out, it's not the best M4 in my opinion, but well, it's not the second best, because my favorite is the Howl. In fact, most of you guys can agree it's just such a powerful looking weapon, paint job. So anyway, the winner has been contacted. If you don't respond within the next I'm gonna say 3 days from the upload of this video, I'm gonna have to re-roll the winner, because I need to get this out so we can do the next giveaway as soon as we can. The next giveaway is going to be an AK Elite build. It's not the best. Again, it's not the best, but it is a really nice looking gun. Now, in my opinion, I don't really care about the value of the skin. I personally care about how well it looks in game, and in CSGO, things tend to be more expensive when it looks better because there's a higher desire for it. But you know, for example, if you were to offer me a Safari Mesh Gut knife, I would rather take the default knife than take that. Well, I might consider it depending on how Safari it is, because depending on how beat up it is, I can actually see the default knife, the default skin in them. But if it's just full green, I might want it. But if it's just like half green, I'd rather take the default knife. Surprising to most of you, but I fucking hate the Safari Mesh, and I just can't stand it. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.